Okay, so what you're looking at here is about 10 minutes or so ago, Excalibvr delivered an order to buy long at 845.50. I was unable to obtain 845.50. I got in at 846.25, and because of that, I put my average point pretty close to that price, so that if I were to get averaged, that my break-even price would actually be where Excalibvr delivered the long order. So that would be nice. So for the last 10 minutes, we've been trying to break this level here at 847.50, 847.75. We've been unsuccessful to break through, but on the same token, my position has not averaged down yet. So we haven't even gone, what is this, a point and a half away from my entry price, even though my entry price was a bit above where Excalibvr had delivered the order. So I'm looking to trail this position with my closed position order if possible. Also, I would not mind to be averaged down. But as the screen scrolls through, I'll show you what we're looking at, and I'll show you why I'm still confident about this position even 10 minutes in. Now firstly, as I bring you over here, the first thing I'd like to point out is the chart. The chart made a very strong move down and turned around in a dime. It ran up very nicely and took a small pullback and is now continuing to go upward. That is a very, very bullish sign. Secondly, our moving average indicator has continually been growing. And although it's stalled here at 7 for a few minutes and is now stalled at 8, it is continually growing. You don't see a decline here. Secondly, just about 5 minutes ago, the directional analysis tool says up. And on the same token, the short-term directional analysis tool, although it's not full, it's not gray or red. It is still green, which is great for this position. And if you can see the TSR values here, they're not very strong. They're not 7s, 8s, 9s. They're only 2 and 3, but they're not really wavering. They're sort of flickering back and forth between 2 and 3. You don't see 0. You don't really see 1. And on top of all of that, the price of the market is over its longer term averages, as denoted by the asterisks on the side of the Excalibvr column. And it seems as if the market's moving in our direction right now. So I'm going to take this opportunity to cover my position with a little bit of profit. If I can drag this border up, a little bit of profit. And what I'm going to look to do now is leave my position exactly where it is and allow the market. Well, first thing I'm going to do is remove this. You don't want to leave any orders out on the table that you don't want to get picked up, because well, you know, obviously you don't want it to get taken at a later time where you were not expecting it or it's not part of the strategy. But really what I'm going to look to do here now is to leave that position exactly where it is and allow the market to run upward. Now, I'm not going to follow it pip by pip or tick by tick as a trailing order would, but if we start to get into these levels here, 849, 849.25, where there used to be pretty heavy contract allotments, at that point I'll move this up, but until then I'd like to allow the market some room to fluctuate so that my order doesn't get closed out before the move upward really begins. So I'm going to try to allow it as much time as this video will give me, and as you can see here, I've locked in, let's say, $500. I'll make it $500, and if the market continues going, we'll make more than that. And if not, you know, I'd be very happy leaving this particular trade with $500 in the box. But really, I'd like to be able to show you optimally how to trail the market. If you take note of the TSR, this is a pretty good sign. Maybe good enough actually under normal circumstances for me to take my closed position order away and allow the market to move a little bit further. What you see here is the TSR jumped from a 2 to a 12. And because of that, we're always looking for 100% growth in the TSR, from 4 to 8, from 8 to 16, from 16 to 32, from 32 to 64, whatever it may be. 100% growth minute over minute is always a good sign. And from here, from 2 to 12 is obviously much larger than 100%, and it's easier to do because the numbers are lower. But even still, it's always a great sign, and because of which, you can see that there's now some support at the levels that we used to call resistance. So I'm going to attempt to allow this to rally the market upward and then trail my order behind there. But as you can see, we have a certain level of profit locked in, 500 bucks for this position. I'd like to be able to lock in more, but I also don't want to get taken out too early in case the market does fly upward. From what I'm seeing here, I don't believe that this is going to come just yet, so I'm going to take a little bit more than we had. There we go. I took about 625 bucks. It was a pretty nice position, so I hope you all learned something. And if you would like to get a 2-week trial of Excalibvr, go to gatewayqsecurity.com. Use promo code YouTube. Can't wait to see you there.